Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a camper so honest, so mechanical, and so unapologetically simple that it makes modern RVs look like overcomplicated smartphones on wheels. Today we're diving into the 1950 Tempo Matador camper, a machine born in a time when luxury travel meant having a roof, a stove, and optimism. And honestly, after one look at it, you start wondering if we've been overthinking camping this whole time. The Tempo Matador traces its roots back to post-war Germany, a time when the country was rebuilding not just cities, but also its entire industrial identity. Produced by Vidol and Sohn Tempo Work in Hamburg, the Matador emerged in the late 1940s and continued into the 1950s as a versatile light commercial vehicle. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't fast, but it was exactly what people needed: reliable, affordable, and adaptable. The camper variant of the Matador appeared as part of a broader trend across Europe. People wanted mobility, freedom, and a chance to escape the grey reality of reconstruction. These campers were often coach-built conversions, meaning specialized companies or even skilled craftsmen transformed basic Matador vans into rolling homes. Each one had its own personality, depending on who built it and how ambitious they were. Production numbers for the Matador series weren't massive compared to global giants, but they were significant enough to establish Tempo as a serious player in the commercial vehicle segment. However, camper conversions were far rarer, making surviving examples today highly collectible. Many didn't survive decades of use, harsh weather, and let's be honest, owners who treated maintenance like a political promise. Somewhere in this story, my buddy Timmy once tried to restore a camper by painting over rust with house paint and calling it patina preservation. It lasted exactly one rainstorm. Meanwhile, my neighbor Bob insists vehicles like this were secretly designed to monitor citizens, which is impressive considering this thing barely monitors its own oil pressure. Under the skin, the 1950 Tempo Matador was built with simplicity as its guiding principle. Early models featured a front-mounted engine driving the front wheels, which was quite unconventional for utility vehicles at the time. The power plant was typically a Volkswagen-derived flat-4 engine, around 1.1 to 1.2 liters, producing roughly 25 horsepower. Yes, 25. That's not a typo, that's a reminder that patience used to be a standard feature. Power was sent through a manual transmission, usually a 4-speed gearbox, giving the driver just enough control to navigate hills. Eventually, the front-wheel drive layout provided decent traction for its time, especially on less-than-perfect roads, which were common in post-war Europe. Suspension was basic but effective, designed more for durability than comfort. Leaf springs handled the load, and braking came from drum brakes on all 4 wheels, which meant stopping required planning, faith, and sometimes a polite conversation with physics. Dimensionally, the Matador was compact by today's standards, but cleverly packaged. Its length hovered around 5 meters, approximately 177 inches, with a relatively narrow width that made it ideal for tight European roads. Weight varied depending on the camper conversion, but it generally stayed under 2,000 kilograms, around 4,400 pounds, which was manageable given its modest power output. Top speed, let's just say it wasn't built for the Autobahn. Around 80 kilometers per h, 56 miles per hour, was realistic on a good day downhill, with a tailwind and maybe a motivational speech from the driver. Inside the camper section, functionality ruled supreme. You typically find a small stove, a fold-out bed, basic cabinetry, and maybe a sink if the builder was feeling generous. No digital screens, no climate control systems, just pure analog living. The kind where you actually hear the wind, smell the forest, and occasionally question your life choices during a cold night. And yet, that's exactly what makes the Tempo Matador camper so fascinating. It's not trying to impress you, it's inviting you to slow down. The 1950 Tempo Matador camper follows a philosophy that modern designers would probably overcomplicate with a 200-slide presentation. It's simple: give people just enough to live, move, and explore. The body is boxy, upright, and almost stubbornly functional. No unnecessary curves, no dramatic styling, just straight lines and purpose. And yet, there's something charming about that honesty. Inside, the layout feels like a clever puzzle. Every inch matters. Storage hides in places you wouldn't expect. Seating transforms into sleeping space. And everything has more than one job. Unlike Timmy, who once had one job and still managed to turn a screwdriver into a decorative object. The materials are basic but durable, built to survive years of use without complaining. Compared to other campers of its era, the Tempo Matador sits in a unique position. It wasn't as luxurious as some American travel trailers, nor as refined as later Volkswagen campers, but it offered something equally valuable: accessibility. It was a working person's camper, affordable, practical, and capable of being repaired without needing a team of engineers and a laptop. In today's collector market, that authenticity has become its biggest strength. While high-end vintage RVs chase six-figure auction results, the Matador attracts enthusiasts who appreciate history, rarity, and character. The 1950 Tempo Matador camper is not fast, not powerful, and definitely not modern, but it represents something many vehicles today have lost: sincerity. It was built to serve, not to show off. It carries stories, memories, and a kind of quiet dignity that doesn't need horsepower to prove its worth. And honestly, in a world full of over-engineered everything, that's pretty refreshing. So if you ever get the chance to own one, remember, drive slow, wave at strangers, and never trust Timmy to upgrade the electrical system after 2 beers. And if Bob starts telling you the camper is tracking your thoughts, just smile, nod, and hide the keys. Huge thanks to all the channel sponsors. You're the real fuel behind this madness. Without you, we'd probably still be arguing with Timmy about why duct tape is not a permanent structural solution. Stay curious, stay slightly weird, and may your camper always start on the first